Hi, it's Mo. Just wanting to say, enjoy our summer camping trip. Hey, Doug, hit that intro.
Welcome with Camping with Doug and Mel. Oh, hey everyone. Hey, just getting ready to plan our trips to for our summer vacation. You want to take a look? We're heading out soon. So I just want to make sure everything's ready. You want to take a look? Here we go.
Aye, we be heading south, ready to hop aboard the old Cape May Lewis ferry we are.
Hey, did you know that Pennsylvania has their own Statue of Liberty? Like it literally stands over the Susquehanna River on Route 322.
Now, how about that world's biggest tire? Sitting there and greeting drivers on Highway I-94? Why, it used to be an amusement ride for the 1964 World Fair, you know? Traveling home on the historic Pennsylvania Turnpike, we actually had ourselves a chance to travel through several tunnels. Well now, after traveling for 3 weeks and driving a good 1,588 miles, having so many new adventures and seeing new things, and all our grandkids too, it sure is nice to be back home, ain't it?
Welcome to Delaware.
Howdy, folks. Y'all might just want to sit a spell so I can tell you about our adventures and the things we saw. We started off at the Jersey Shore at Thousand Trails Lakeshore Campground for the weekend. Then we headed south onto the Cape May Lewis Ferry, where we moseyed on over to Maryland to Frontier Town for the next 4 days. Well now, after we wrangled our rig into its spot and settled in for the week, there was just a whole heap to see and do round here with their water park and western shows. Shoot, we even got a chance to try our hand at some tie-dye. Well, now we'd start off our mornings with a wonderful breakfast that Maureen would cook up, bless her heart. Then we'd mosey on down to that great big water park where we spent most of our time just floating in the lazy river and sitting in the cement pond. But bless Gray's little heart, she finally got up the nerve to go down them slides, don't you know? Come afternoon, we'd all mosey on over to the camper, you see, get ourselves spruced up for the Western shows and whatnot. I sure hope y'all enjoy it. Oh, and it was right interesting learning about them Native American dances at the end of the village, and watching all them cowboys and cowgirls do their thing. Now, ain't that something?
During the Roman holidays, the Roman cavalry would race 2, 4, and even 6 lines around the great hippodrome track. In between the gladiator battles and the chariot races, Roman riding gained a lot of popularity across Europe. The Hungarian cowboys, known as Pico riders, ride most of the horse teams. Here in America, Roman riding got a lot of popularity in the early days of rodeo as a racing event.
I know when grass dancers, they do come from the Midwest plains. The people who lived in those teepees and also followed the herds, whenever they would move from one village to the next, always moving into the real tall buffalo grass. Well, a long time ago, we didn't have like John Deere lawnmowers. You could ride around and knock that stuff down. So what happened? Whenever they would move, all these warriors would all come out. The drums would all start. And then these warriors, they would all start dancing, start pushing that grass over, flattening it down, stomping it down, until everyone in the village had a place to put up their teepees. Nowadays at our powwows, this is one of our competition styles of dancing. And it is called the men's grass dance. Now, a long time ago, those warriors, those grass dancers, they'd take that tall buffalo grass, shove it in their belts, tie it around their legs, hold it in their hands. Now, this long fringe and ribbons that you see in his regalia, this mimics that tall buffalo grass. Now, when Elijah, this man right here, he does dance all across the Midwest. He danced at our largest powwow in North America this year, gathering a nation. I tell you what, we get this man going out here with a real nice round of applause. He's going to show you guys just the style, men's grass dance. Great job of life.
Next row, even longer. This time she's gonna show you 20 feet of rope. She's gonna extend all the way out to the very end. All the way on the star route. Now the very last thing here is to wrap around.
Well now, we had ourselves a chance to visit that there western town, just sitting in a saloon sipping on our Dr. Pepper floats out of some mighty fine cowboy boot-shaped cups, when we heard a ruckus outside, wouldn't you know? Turns out there was a bank robbery in progress. Big old shootout it was, but the bad guys lost out late in the evening. We finally got a chance to take a hayride, and what a surprise, there were some wrestlers who hijacked our wagon looking for some goodies.
After camping at Frontier Town, we moseyed on back home and grabbed our supplies for the 2-day trek. We hitched up and drove 9 hours straight to that there Sandusky resort in Ohio for the night. Then, bright and early, we saddled up and hit old I-80. Their rest areas are something else, I tell you. The only place I ever did see overnight campsites. Kinda small, but after 5 more hours on the road, we finally made it to our destination, Thousand Trails Bearcave Campground in Michigan, our home for the next week. And let me tell you, seeing those grandkids was something special. We even got to take young Matthew to the Indiana Dinosaur Museum, which was something else. Oh, and we spent a whole day splish-splashing at the pool. Matthew's still a bit shy about the water, but little Emma, she's a real daredevil, just loving to play in the water. Oh, what a campground this is! Just the coolest, being so close to nature, with a real working covered bridge, a waterfall, and beautiful views of the St. Joseph River. And they even got a small cave that you can tour, don't you know? But after 3 days, Katie, our daughter, had to get back to work. And Maureen, well, she wanted to spend more time with the grandkids. So they headed back to their house. That meant I was a free man for the next 4 days. So the first thing I did was go to Michigan City to experience White Castle burgers. Had over 20 of them. Pretty good, I must say. But the next day, I ventured out to the RV Hall of Fame in Indiana. 1915, Model T with 1916 telescope apartment. RV collection. Now, this is a unique unit, built right here in California on the back of a Model T Ford Roadster. (1922) Zagelmeyer tent trailer. Now, this here's a story about a 1939 Lindbergh travel trailer, dreamed up in San Carlos, California, by a fellow working as an engineer at the Sir Francis Drake Hotel. Now, this trailer, it weren't just any old trailer, it was custom built special for the one and only famous aviator, Mr. Charles Lindbergh. That's where it got its name, you see. Now listen up, because this is about Mae West's 1931 Chevrolet house car. It was built special for Miss West by Paramount Studios as a gift when she left vaudeville to start making movies for them back in '31. Now this ain't no camper, mind you. It's a chauffeur-driven lounge car, pure luxury. Well now, here's the 1968 Jayco tent trailer, y'all. This here's number 40, right from the first year of production, lovingly restored by Jayco folks themselves. Now feast your ears on this, the 937 Hunt house car, one of several mighty unique early house cars built by that Hollywood cinematographer Roy Hunt between 1935 and 1945. All right now, we're looking at a 1954 Yellowstone, an 18-foot travel trailer. Now, this here's one of the relatively high-line models built by Yellowstone back in the late 40s and early 50s. She's got a bright aluminum exterior and a full birch interior, complete with residential-type appliances. Just a little footnote, y'all. My own parents lived in a camper just like this back when my father was stationed down in Louisiana during the Korean War. And if you notice there ain't no bathroom, what I understand is they'd have to mosey on out to the bathhouse for their facilities. Well, I know you good folks are probably tired of me twisting your ear, but I gotta say, this here is one amazing place. I could just go on and on. They got so many awesome RVs and travel trailers and even some mobile homes. Matter of fact, mobile homes have gotten so big they have car garages built on them now. Nothing like when I grew up. But anyhow, if you'd like to see some more content like this, please leave a comment or give us a thumbs up.
Well now, after a nice couple days of peace and quiet, Maureen came back to the campground where we packed up and headed on out the next day to St. Clair, Michigan. Almost up to the Canadian border, but we had to drive right on through Motor City, Detroit. What a crazy place. So many different off-ramps going this way and that way, bumper to bumper traffic. We kept straight on I-94, but we'll be staying at Thousand Trails St. Clair Campground for the next 3 days. Yeah! Well, we moseyed on into our campsite, and wouldn't you know it, the campsite's a darn thing was just too small. Had to head up to the ranger station to rustle up a new spot. Plus, this here place they gave us is a nice corner lot, but before we cleared out of Bearcave Campground, we noticed we had a little leak right beside the toilet. So, I reckon that's gonna make the rest of this trip a tad miserable and uncomfortable for us, since we can't use any water. We even got a mobile tech to come out, and he says it's gonna be quite complicated to take care of. Well, the next morning, we weren't looking to fire up the griddle before hitting that there Ford Museum, so we moseyed on into Marysville, Michigan, and what do you know? Found us a Bob's Big Boy. Now that was a first for yours truly.
Well, howdy, folks! After navigating the treacherous twists and turns of Motor City's raceway, traffic, we've crossed the finish line and arrived at the one, the only Henry Ford's Greenfield Village. Over 81 acres, yes sir, and boasting 100 and growing historical buildings. As a matter of fact, did you know, Walt Disney himself took this very concept and created Disneyland. Well, right now, folks, wouldn't you just know it? I had to make a beeline, a real beeline, I tell you, straight to the Wright Brothers Bicycle Shop. And as you can clearly tell in the back of their bicycle shop, they were just mighty inventive, crafting each and every individual component to make their flying machine. Well, yeah, no, they had to keep their day job repairing and selling bicycles. And get this, they moved this whole building from Ohio brick by brick. Plus, out front, they got an original Wright Brothers bicycle. And I hear tell there's only 3 left. Ford's got 2, and the Smithsonian's holding on to the other one. gonna believe this. We had to hustle on over to the Wright brothers' old stomping grounds. And wouldn't you just know it, they plucked that place right up and plopped it down here next to their bicycle shop. Now listen up close. We all know that Orville and Wilbur both got their start right here. And Orville Wright, bless his heart, quietly kicked the bucket upstairs. But I tell you what, folks, the sheer amount of wallpaper in this place, even plastered on the ceilings, it's just mind-boggling. With places as grand as his, and not able to get around like we used to, we figured, why not get ourselves some little scooters to travel around with, boy? And did they ever save a lot of wear and tear on our legs? And I was just amazed with their landscaping for some of these homes, I tell ya. Well, how about that, folks? Here we are, right here, at the very childhood home of Henry Ford. He really went the extra mile, he did, to make sure his dear old mother felt right at home when she came to visit. Come see for us, kid. Gather round. We're about to give you the grand tour of this here establishment. Hope you enjoy it. And there to your left, folks, is the Village Pavilion, a 500-square-foot round building. And closing in on our flank now, folks, we got the Martha Mary Chapel. Now this here chapel, it was named after Henry Ford's own mother, Mary Littagott Ford, and his mother-in-law, Martha Bench Bryant. What a tribute, folks. A real tribute. And now they're on your left. But hold your horses, folks, because no former residents of this here house were ever as famous, as internationally renowned, as the one and only, the great American poet, Robert Frost. Cotswold Cottage hails from the Cotswold Hills in southwest England, you see. Aye, several decorative additions were made to the house in England before dismantling and re-erecting it in Greenfield Village. Hold on to your keisters, folks. Edison Homestead in Canada. Yes, sirree. And it was there, ladies and gentlemen, that Edison's grandparents planted their roots, building a farm and a home. Yes, they did. Young Edison, he loved visiting that farm, a playground of nature's wonders, catching a swim in that swimming hole, and casting his line in that nearby river. And there they are, folks, Edison Street. Now, if you look close at them light poles, some of them are the real deal. Originals lifted straight from New Jersey parks. And get this, the Sarah Jordan boarding house, where they had the very first light bulb, is right here too. Plus, you'll find several of Edison's labs right here on Edison Street. Folks, I sure do hope you enjoyed the tour. Yes, sir, she's a mighty big place, but it looks like it's about time to pack up, clear the stands, and head on out. Come on back tomorrow now, you hear? We've got ourselves a museum to see.
All right, we're back for another day here at the Henry Ford Museum, folks. Yeah, this whole shebang was his personal collection. Can you even believe it? Hope you're all set for that sweet smell of motor oil and, tire burning. It's gonna be a wild ride, so buckle in and enjoy. I think it's gonna be fast. So, we took a right, huh? That brings us to the Hall of Presidential Vehicles, and get a load of this. It's Kennedy's presidential limo. The Secret Service, they called it the S-100. Real original, right? Ford Motor Company put this thing together at their Lincoln plant in Wixom, Michigan. And get this, they were actually on the hook for customizing a 60s Lincoln Continental to be a presidential parade limousine. I mean, can you even wrap your head around that? So we kept on walking. Yeah, and we ended up at Henry Ford's train collection. His personal real car is here. Yeah, and at the very end, there's Lucky Lindy's camper trailer, also. Okay, so, check this out. This 1927 Bluebird here, it's like the great granddaddy of all the school buses still kicking around in America. Can you even believe that? Albert Luce, Sr., yeah. He threw together his first bus back in '25. Just slapped a wood body he picked up onto a Ford truck frame. You know, for those charming Georgia roads. Listen up, Buttercup, we're entering the Driven to Win Racing in America exhibit. But a better place kicked things off than with the legendary sweepstakes that won the 1901 racing event in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Wendell Scott, NASCAR's first full-time black driver, used this 1966 Ford Galaxie. Can you believe that? So, Trevor Bayne. Yeah, he drove this stock car to a win at the Daytona 500 back in 2011. And get this, it was the 600th for Ford Motor Company in NASCAR. Oh, and get this, Trevor had just turned 21 that day too. What a birthday present. Man, this place is something else. I didn't have nearly enough time to see everything and they were practically kicking us out. So I guess we'll just have to make plans to come back another time. But it was really cool to see the history of the automobile. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the Ford Museum and maybe learned something as well. It would really be cool if you guys could give a thumbs up or comment so I'm knowing that I'm doing something right.
Well, now, the next day we packed up the camper and I moseyed on over to Pilot across the street to fill her up before getting back on I-94. I was just really concerned about missing our exit in Detroit onto I-75. Thank goodness it was Saturday, so the traffic wasn't too bad. It was nice to finally get out onto the open road. But man, I gotta tell ya, some of them Ohio highways are really rough. We had pictures falling off the walls. But after 7 hours of driving, we finally made it to Mountain Pine Campground. Well, we got to spend a couple days down yonder. Did you know they got themselves the biggest swimming pool in the whole state of Pennsylvania? And our real reason was to go see family, Renee and Bean. And it was just great getting a chat with them. Why, they even brought some unique pizzas for supper. Now, I know me and Maureen had an awesome time seeing family and friends and a whole heap of amazing things. Who knows where our next adventure will take us on our journeys? Well, folks, it sure was a pleasure having y'all come along for the ride. Who knows what kind of adventures we just might get into next time. But I know one thing, I really do need to clean this here windshield. When I get back home,
Welcome to Delaware.